Good afternoon. I'm Chris Gavello. A new budget has been passed and it doesn't look good for higher education in Connecticut. We spoke to students, administrators, and lawmakers and found out they are all struggling to deal with a challenging situation. The new budget plan will limit students' access to financial aid, particularly free applications of federal student aid. This, combined with rising tuition, may hinder some students' ability to continue going to school. UConn is one university that would be most heavily impacted by this budget. Srejani Jenny Chalagunla is a biology student at UConn Stanford, paying her own tuition. With the new budget plan, she expects she will have to get a job to pay her tuition for the last couple of years, making her planned transfer to UConn stores more difficult.
At the moment, I'm like paying most of my tuition. I don't really get much financial aid.
Okay.
So if the tuition were to go up, it would actually like really affect me because I'm paying most of it and I would have to move to stores eventually, like at least 2 years or like a year from now. So I'm gonna have to pay for tuition and boarding and all that. So it's gonna significantly affect me and I don't know, like I wish they didn't change it now. I wish they figured some other way to not have such a big deficit, like such a big cut.
Spencer Manovich, a senior and a senator of the UConn Stanford student government, is concerned for his own future and the future of many fellow students.
The tuition is going to be a lot higher for me, even as a senior. Anyway, like it's part of like the campus, and like, you know, if tuition goes up and everything else goes up, then there's issues with that. It's not only going to affect me, it's going to affect everybody.
NCC President David Levingston has confirmed the budget cuts will affect NCC, but is confident very little will change regarding the programs and services the college offers.
Are you afraid for all the students here and all the professors working
Yeah,
here?
no. I mean, we'll whatever the cuts are, we'll be able to adjust our operations, and so I'm not concerned in terms of that. Of course, the more cuts we sustain, the fewer positions we're able to fill, and the services that we offer to students are not as robust as I would like. But we will continue on and do the best we can, no matter what the situation.
A previous budget plan, which was vetoed by Governor Malloy, said one of our community colleges in Connecticut would be shut down entirely. Levinson eases everyone's mind by saying the current plan will not be taking such drastic measures. UConn will be sustaining heavy budget cuts. The many UConn students who fear for their futures have taken action to protest.
So we actually had a organized group go up to Hartford, the capital, where we did like a march or whatever with students from all over campuses all over Connecticut. That was before the Mayor Malloy vetoed the $300 million budget cut to get him to do that. We've also started students have been writing letters to their representatives. We've been active on campus telling students to reach out and find out information about that stuff because a lot of students didn't even know it was happening. So we've been active just informing them as a student government here on campus.
We interviewed State Senator Bob Duff, who says that while he does not agree with every detail in the budget plan, compromise was necessary and he believes that the overall budget plan will do more good than harm. We go to Andrzej Szukalski for the interview.
I'm here at Senator Bob Duff's house, here to ask his perspective on the budget plan.
As far as you know, how do you think all the budget plan will affect the colleges of Connecticut?
There are certainly it's going to be a little tough for higher education, but as Democrats, we fought very, very hard to reverse the cuts that were in the Republican budget that the governor vetoed. It was very important for us to restore a good chunk of funding that had been cut in their budget, especially for places like Norwalk Community College or Housatonic Community College and UConn. I think one of the best areas that we can make investments in right now in the state of Connecticut is in higher education. We have lots of jobs that are opening up here, but people need to have a good education. We have one of the most talented and the most highly educated workforces in the nation. We need to make sure that we continue to push in that direction and we continue to support that. So while I'm not pleased with any cuts to higher education, knowing our fiscal challenges, I think everybody understood there will be cuts. But there's also on the table right now from the Board of Higher Education, Board of Regents, I'm sorry, to kind of reorganize some things, and that will save money as well. We want to make sure that whatever we do, we minimize any impact to students and their ability to obtain a high quality degree from the state of Connecticut.
To all students losing their financial aid, Manovich suggests seeking scholarships, jobs, and student loans.
There are tons of scholarships out there.
Right.
There really are, for everybody. For anything that you do, you could be a left-handed person, and there's a scholarship for you that, you know, even if it is $500 and, you know, something like that,
Gotcha.
there's scholarships out there. And there's also loans.
More hard work will be demanded in times to come for all college students in Connecticut. I'm Chris Cavella.